Welcome back. And this is about what is your most despised character and for what reason. Now, these are characters that might make you quit the show, or have made you quit the show, or just characters in general that you don't like. Now, this could range from Haley Slater to Reiss Caldwell to Debbie Caldwell. Terry can be in there as well. And to try not to swear because we're only like 22 seconds in. And I'm just going to quickly read this. So it says, this is by Winter Lawfulness 84. Hopefully I say that correctly. I see more characters we love and why, and characters we would love to see come back posts. Then I do characters we really dislike and why posts. I'm always intrigued to read about why folk have beef with particular characters. My most loathed character, I think, would be Cora Cross. I could not find one positive thing about her. He was awful, just so unlikable, insanely unlikable to me. Now, obviously,
Sorry, there's just a comment. I always wonder why people beef with characters. I hate Cora Cross, though, that absolute cowbag. Hate that woman. Terrible character. Hate the woman. Absolutely despise her. Like, well, why do people always beef with other characters? It's just funny. Just funny.
and while we're here, off camera, I was told, Piggy, here's £5. Let's the adult talk here. He wants to go on about. I was going to say Rant Atkins. Who the hell is Rant Atkins? Gray Atkins. Here you go. Here's your spotlight.
Yeah, right. Gray Atkins was awful. I genuinely started skipping months of EastEnders, hoping, praying that Gray was finally going to get his comeuppance. Now, if you don't know who Gray Atkins is, he was in that 2019 to like 2022 period where he was this like kind of all his life was together. He's a smart, handsome, attractive lawyer, and then he is a domestic abuser. And in the end, he kills Chantel, and they have to go ahead and then he covers it up, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. Then he kills Tina. It's like, okay, yeah, got it. And then he pushes Kush in front of a train in the underground that definitely didn't have CCTV because the CCTV was bust that night. Yeah, and he's still going. And then he's going to get married to Chelsea, do the same thing, and then finally, in the end, he got caught by the police and was sent to prison. Oh, God, it was so insufferably boring and long and continually just nonsense. Gray Atkins did make me skip months of the show at the time. And like, I'm never someone who skips shows. I don't skip through shows at all. If you do that, you're a knobhead. What's the point? Bloody hell, I only want to watch the Reiss scenes. Wait. Yeah, grow up. Watch the whole bloody show. You're watching the whole thing, idiot. But still, I was skipping months. I'm too tired of this guy. Because his bloody, his wooden face, his longing stares, which was supposed to be him being like, oh, look at him, he's really stone-faced, he's a narcissist. So, yeah, all right, let me just look like a deer in the headlights then. Oh, it's just, he was their favourite character, and I don't know why. And look, I'm a soap stan. I'll watch like 3 of them religiously. I'll watch previous years of soap. Gray Atkins was absolutely miserable at all times, and the only redeeming feature is that man was absolutely gorgeous.
See, I can chime in here and say I don't really have a take on this. All I can say is Gray sort of got me back into EastEnders to an extent because I came back. I wanted to see how it wrapped up, basically. I was interested in seeing how it wrapped up, and then I was going to continue watching, but then I just gave up and I didn't tune back in until Reiss came back, and nothing ever happened to Reiss. Hopefully, wink, wink. So. All I can say is it's weird when your show has favourite characters in a show where you're supposed to show a lot of characters. That sounds like I've just said words and just mixed them together and made a sandwich. But if you know what I mean, it's not like an animated show where you have your main people, so you have like Homer Simpson, Marge Simpson, the Simpson family, and then all the other characters are just background characters, and I hit the microphone, and they might get like storylines, like Krusty the Clown might get a new storyline where it's like, oh, I'm now working the Quickie Mart. It's not like that, because EastEnders has to show multiple characters, because you can't just focus on one character, because then you're going to be left, like Ash said, you're just going to be left like, why am I even watching this? And that was the problem with Gray, from what I can tell, is where the executive at that time had 3 characters, from what I remember, that they really liked. It was Ben Mitchell, it was Gray Atkins, it was Whitney Dean. And obviously it doesn't work in a soap, because you can't just put the focus on one main character. You can try, but you're going to jade most of your fans. They tried it as well in 2018 with Hayley Slater, just to bring her up because she's in one of the comments that I will read in a minute. They tried it, but it doesn't work. You can't do it like that. It's not an animated show. It's not like a sitcom where you can focus on one family. It's a show where you have to get multiple people.
Yeah, it's just the problem, right? Because sometimes they are the main attraction. They are reasonably popular, right? You know, Ben Mitchell at the end was criminally unpopular with the bulk of people, but absolutely beloved by a set group of stans. But it was because he was every single bloody hell, is Callum going to get a new storyline? Ben's got a new storyline, guys. Okay. Yeah, okay. And Callum's struggling. He's got a new job. Any storyline? Ben is struggling. It's like, yeah, all right then. What else is happening? Is Ben gonna bloody stub his toe and then start attacking people because he's angry at the concept of pain? Like, what's going on here? Why is he constantly getting all these big, high impacts? It's like Whitney. It's why Whitney had to leave. Whitney had to go simply because they couldn't help themselves. Not Whitney, the writers, the directors, the producers. Because it's like, oh, Whitney. Oh, yeah, you guys love Whitney. Yeah, remember Whitney and Tony in 2007? Yeah, great storyline, you know. That was fantastic. Yeah, well, Whitney's going to have some bad times this year. It's like, what, like last year and the year after that and the year before that? Yeah, she just be miserable again. Okay, great. Like, you can't just solely put all your eggs in one basket, because at the end of the day, first, if they leave, you are shit out of luck and you're you're screwed. And second, you don't just want a character to be miserable. I mean, the biggest example of this and the biggest crime, I think it was Brian Kirkwood, who Ronnie went, hey, guys, you reckon we should just make Ronnie a bit less miserable and a bit less tragic? And they went, oh, yeah, we'll do that. You're leaving now. So, what? I was just trying to make her happy. Yeah, you're actually going to get killed off soon. So, what? I was just trying to fix the character, guys. And yeah, it's just the problem, right? But, I mean, in terms of despised characters, there are a lot of characters who are hated. I hate the previous iterations of Max Branning. I love him with some time removed, just because him at the end is just so miserable. He's like a grumpy little raisin. He's always got his face scrunched up. He's always sad and he's always complaining. Like, and even currently, you do simply, you have Jack Brannon, who every expression he does is just exasperated. Oh, guess I got to do that then. Bloody hell. But then you have Cindy Beale, who is not sympathetic in the slightest. It has been a really good villain. But even with her being attacked, which you thought with her telling everybody, I hate you all, you all suck, even though I've caused so many problems for every single one of you, here's the exact reason why you are shit, and I hate your guts. Like, okay. And then you go, oh, she's been attacked. Yeah, finally. Is she going to be more sympathetic now? No. No. Just like Denise? No. He's going to start pointing the finger at everyone. Not again. Not again, Cindy. It's just a wild time.
I'll read some comments now. Again, I'll just quickly, I see more characters. So you've obviously read that bit. Just gonna do something here. Oh, there we go. Now I'm not gonna read the replies to this one because I feel like it's just gonna be I love Haley, or it's gonna be people pointing out that the actress is a massive racist in real life. But
yeah, she. I mean, let's just do the preamble. Haley Slater, the actress, has had a recorded racial attack, towards someone else, and she was charged and ruled guilty for it.
mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna be like if we bring up Den Watts, people are always gonna bring up that Leslie Grantham finger in his mouth. The finger in the mouth is my thing.
Yeah,
that
just you, mate.
Well, everyone's gonna bring up obviously the murder. The murder that he did do. So it's kind of a slippery slope. When
I'd argue the scandal really, but not necessarily the murder, just the scandal when he left.
Yeah, that too. So it's kind of that thing in soap where you just be careful because some people are absolute.
Just have to toe the line. We're talking about the characters here.
Yeah. Haley Slater, absolutely not one single redeeming feature about her. Yeah, there was. Just an uncouth, nude. Oh, that's a rude. I thought that's a nude. Rude, dirty, selfish, nasty little scout.
Jeez, did Lou Beale say that? Bloody hell.
She was basically.
Yeah, he's bloody dirty, uncouth, rude, dirty, selfish, nasty little scrote he is. All right, Lou, calm down.
She was basically the embodiment of the average Jeremy Kyle guest. But yeah, you don't realise that was her entire point. She was bloody a Jeremy Kyle guest because she's trashy. She's white trash. She's I was gonna say a slag, but not really. She's just that kind of woman on benefits that you see down in the local pub fighting men because they didn't give her like £5. She's just that kind of woman. Kind of like the actress.
She was characterized as a really trashy, bottom of the barrel Slater, but like a Slater more like Alfie Moon 2018 than Kat, for example. She's had to, but like in the same vein, she was a tragic character in itself. She didn't have a mum who ever loved her and constantly belittled her. Her dad never stuck around. She then was pregnant at I don't remember how old she was, but she was pregnant, but she was still struggling with substance abuse issues, and the baby daddy was someone who used her essentially. Like she didn't really have any people to look up to. She was just having to scratch and claw for everything. So there is an angle that she is in a way a tragic character, but still the constant crying, oh, Piggy, did you eat the last Kit Kat? Did you eat the last Kit Kat? It'd be like Haley Slater crying is like chalk, like scratching on a chalkboard, or just nails on a chalkboard. Just, not again. She's crying. I bet someone could do a compilation of Haley Slater crying, and it would be about 4 hours long. That's just one episode. That's just one episode. But yes, Haley Slater was. Look, I liked her at the time, but then I started rewatching EastEnders in that 2018 period, so I was just making the best for what we had. And Haley Slater was apparently the best, but she was pipped as a fairly influential character. It's just they very quickly went, "Ooh, yeah, this ain't great, is it?"
Yeah, I read that comment. I read the thread, by the way. Most of them was just saying how foul she is in the show, and then obviously you got that one person on. Yeah, she was actually foul in real life as well. Yeah, thank you. I did just hide it though, so just.
Now you're bringing attention to it. So, did you really hide it?
No. It's just on screen, so it's gonna be seen anyways. That it's hidden. Just gotta give it to our deaf audience, not deaf audience, our blind audiences. Cindy, God Almighty, her whiny voice and victim mentality drives me crazy. I don't know why a single person hasn't said to her that she deserved to be clarted over the head. And
everybody said it to her.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just literally everybody's went. Yeah, you deserve to get a hit, Cindy. You cow. Hate you.
At this moment, I'd have to say Reiss. They all love a villain, but he's the worst kind. He's not someone you love to hate like Janine. He's got no backbone. He's a spineless, snivelling little weasel who ruins lives because he's so cowardly. He's like a petulant little child who wants his own way all the time, all the while making out he's an innocent geek who wouldn't hurt a fly. At least other villains own their evilness. I would actually love to punch him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the cowardly demeanor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, cowards are at least if they're Janine's never gonna trick people that she's not evil or she's not like a bad person. She's at peace with it, essentially. Reiss will never admit what he did, and that's the infuriating part. Because I feel like one of the worst characteristics of anyone is somebody who won't accept responsibility for something they said or did. And Reiss, I doubt will ever. He will let it like go in like a whisper that he killed Debbie, but he's not openly saying it. He's not saving the woman he claims to love. Just not happening. So that's my most hate bit about Reiss, and the fact that it's gone on for like 2 years.
Yeah. I will continue on. Cindy, I preferred her when she was in quotations dead. Jack reminds me of a bad driving instructor. Ruby, Allen. The whole her and Martin storyline made my blood boil.
The only thing that makes my blood boil is Martin being an absolute idiot.
Stuart made me visually uncomfortable every time he was on screen. I'd start twitching. Then he just did his job. The guy just did his job, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's why I loved him though. I loved Stuart. He was mental. He was crazier than a box of frogs. He didn't know what he was gonna do. That's why I loved him. Yeah, he was horrific. He was really gross and disgusting at the start. But then they slowly got, like, I think he was the last main beneficiary of, like, being friends with Dot, really rounding out the character. But, like, but I don't know, it's just in soap, you want those characters who have a bit of a screw loose, because they're going to do stuff that no one else is going to do. Like, I loved him, honestly. It's just those characters, they fill that hole. I love him. I can never hate Stuart. I was actually really sad when he left. Or got axed, rather.
Like, he's the type of guy where you go to school with him and then he just somehow pulls out a hammer and you're like, what the hell?
Like, what the hell?
Ash thought I was going to go for the obvious one, but I went, nope, gonna say something different. I love Stuart. Yeah, I can't hate Stuart. I loved the entire thing where he was obsessed with Mick and he really just wanted to be friends. He wanted him to go down with him, but he just wanted to be friends with him. And then you cut to his like flat and it's all abandoned. Stuart is generally it's one of Danny Dyer's best like storylines in the show. I should say Mick Carter to be correct, but it is it's generally one of the best storylines he's done. But continuing on, I always couldn't stand Christy.
Just being Kirsty Branning.
Oh, it's Kirsty.
She was married to Max for like 2 years and then left when she didn't love him.
It didn't help that the actor couldn't act.
Well, he didn't love her, rather, sorry.
The list, though, could go on, especially out with the current cast. Okay. Can't stand Max. Okay. File the Highway and Jags were both awful. Joyce Murray literally did nothing.
I mean, it's just always funny when people say they can't act. When it's like...
You do.
Look, I do it, but I'm right. When I do it, I'm correct in my assessment. But like some people be like, oh, Danny Dyer is such a bad actor. He's not though. Like, he's not. Technically, he's probably cheeks, but like, can he convey the emotions?
Yeah.
Yes. But people mistake different delivery for bad delivery. What do you mean Bobby Beale doesn't deliver his lines like a confident, not anxious teenager? Well, I don't know. He's an anxious, not confident teenager who was shunned for half his life for killing someone. Maybe he's a little bit quiet and tetchy.
Joyce Murray. As she did not interact with nobody, then died, and everyone acted she was the cornerstone of the community. Mila was terrible at acting, and her only story was rushed. Chavi recast Lean Bitcher was horrible.
Ricky Bitches.
Ricky Bitches. Reiss.
Yeah, recast Liam Butcher. It's just they killed the character. Honestly, it went yeah, this is wow. Liam's back. Liam he was with Cindy Jr. and it was really sweet and really honest. And he was stepping up for Carol with a cancer. He was trying to be a good family man. And then he comes back and he's this like road man. It's like what are you doing? But like, we can just discard a lot of those characters in that era. Jags was a bad actor. Via Highway, I don't know if it was the direction, but she was also stiffer than a corpse. Mila, she wasn't great either. And that storyline has forever been forgotten.
Reiss, because he's literally just like my dad. So your dad's a killer. your dad's a killer.
Mate.
You shouldn't put that on the internet, lad. This is mean. This next one's mean. I'm unhappy with this next one, but I'm going to upvote it. Jean, because she's a fucking idiot most of the time. And I'm barely twee the rest of the time. That's just mean. Jean's a lovely sweetheart.
I do love Jean. I don't think you can hate Jean.
Who doesn't love a sausage surprise?
I say that. The character I really used to hate was Stacey. I really hated Stacey when it was just her and Martin back and forth. But this was me being a former Martin and Sonia stan. It's like, no, get away from him. Get away. They're getting back together. Oh, God. But then obviously she had that stint where she was in and out of the show for a while. And it just hurt a lot of the characters. But, she was on maternity leave. So, I can't really argue against it. But, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm a Ruby stan. Just because I'm like, yes, Martin's not with Stacey anymore. Yay! And then their storyline happened. But yeah, honestly, there's a lot of interesting topics in there. So, who is your most despised character? Which characters made you quit the show? Thank you, YouTube, for the ad revenue.